next move. You've all heard about sinkholes in the media lately, and they seem to be popping up everywhere.
I know. Earlier this month in Chicago, a sinkhole swallowed 3 cars and 1 person who had to be taken to the hospital. Now, just last month in Florida, a sinkhole opened up underneath a man's bedroom, swallowing him whole. Family members say they heard him scream, but crews never were able to find his body. And in 2009, a 15-foot sinkhole in downtown Wetumpka swallowed a car, and it kept growing. It grew 10 times the initial size over that time period. So could a sinkhole like those happen where you live? Experts say in our area is at risk.
Alabama is among 6 states nationwide where sinkhole damage is most common. Tonight, reporter Brian Henry takes an in-depth look at the local sinkhole problem and how you can protect your home. It's a story you'll see only on WSFA 12 News.
Richard Moultrie is shoveling up more dirt to fill up a sinkhole. Not just 1 hole, but 4 underneath his mom's deck in Union Springs.
I'm a little upset about it and mystified because I don't know if we're going to wake up one morning, come out here, the whole back porch be gone.
What's gone, and apparently for good, is Richard's lawnmower, 60 feet below.
The whole lawnmower was gone. Vanished.
That's the sinkhole that I'm worried about.
J.P. Pouncey points to what appears to be a sinkhole in the making behind the apartment complex she manages in Prattville.
And if I don't find out some way to stop it, some child may fall down this hill.
Sinkholes are common in Alabama, and they come in all sizes. Most of them occur in North and South Alabama, not so much in the central part of the state, and there's a reason for that.
We're looking at sinkhole locations.
Dr. Terry Weinmiller is an associate professor in geography and runs a research lab at AUM.
To the underlying geology. You have to have a karstic sort of environment for that to happen. Karst is where you have limestone underlying the soil.
Limestone is porous, much like Swiss cheese. Mix in a drought or a lot of rain and you'll have the perfect ingredient for a collapse.
As rainwater falls through the atmosphere, it picks up carbon dioxide and forms a weak carbonic acid. Those particular water sources drain through fractures and fissures in the soil and erode the stone, the underlying stone, slowly.
On this digitized map, the red dots show the sinkhole locations in Alabama, 6,000 sinkholes. Notice most of them are in North and South Alabama, with only a handful in places like Macon, Pike, Barber, and Crenshaw counties. Keep in mind the red dots represent the documented holes.
There are probably a quantity of...
Dr. Weinmiller says there may be a few more out there we don't know about. The biggest one so far can be found a little more than 2 miles from downtown Calera. Walk down this well-traveled trail and turn right at the pink ribbon and you'll find it. It happened in 1972. It is still massive.
Nothing that you don't forget.
People like Hilton Shirey found it spooky when he was a teenager. Shirey is now the city's fire marshal.
The magnitude of it, it was the size, the depth.
When this sinkhole happened near Calera, it measured some 300 feet across and at least 120 feet deep. Today, as you can see behind me, the hole is overgrown with tall pines.
Definitely couldn't throw a rock across it. I mean, it was that big.
While the Calera hole occurred in the woods, sometimes in Moultrie's case, the ground can give way in your own backyard. The Alabama Department of Insurance in Montgomery says the insurance industry does not typically insure sinkhole damage.
Just because it's difficult to predict where they are, it's a type of risk that is kind of rare.
You can, however, add the coverage onto your homeowner's insurance for an extra charge. Most carriers offer the additional coverage.
Let's say you have a $200,000 home. It will cost you maybe between $30 and $70 to buy the coverage.
We're told local governments don't get involved in fixing sinkholes if they're on private property. It's a homeowner's responsibility.
And once you get down that hill...
While J.P. Pouncey keeps a wary eye on the small depression in the ground, Richard Moultrie is beginning to wonder if this corner of the world will ever stop sinking. Moultrie plans to keep his mound of dirt nearby.
Yes, I lose some sleep because I'm constantly worried and concerned about it.
Worried his mom's house could be next. In Bullitt County, Brian Henry, WSFA 12 News.
Remember this, the huge collapse on Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville a few years ago. It happened in front of Chick-fil-A. Experts say that was not a sinkhole by definition. A corroded pipe caused part of the road to collapse, but heavy rains did contribute to the 20-foot crater.
It was a very large inconvenience. Fortunately, we had a lot of very understanding customers and commuters that were able to find some alternate routes. We had a very good contractor come on scene, get it done in a very quick fashion, and also had to give a lot of credit to the owners of the Premier Place Shopping Center because some traffic did go through their shopping center instead of going around the detour.
Now, the repair job at the time cost the city around $500,000, and it took slightly more than a week to fix the hole. Well, a new plant and new jobs are coming to East Alabama. We'll take you to Auburn for the grand opening. Plus, have you noticed your home insurance bill is going up? Tonight.